He's so capable. Compared to my ineptitude. December the 14th, 2017, Anno Domini. 2 summer blazers in, 3 winter blazers out, and 2 winter coats out. Thank you for getting the museum in perfect order and for painting all the boxes and getting it into very attractive appearance before snows number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 4 was last night. Number 1 was a week ago Saturday, and then they all came one on top of the other. Thank you for getting the ball joints and the pitman arms and the realignment and the 4 good used tires before snows 1, 2, 3, and 4 came. One big advantage of bowling over golf is what? In bowling, you don't lose the ball. And the girl got the job of promoting the bowling alley in her slogan that she came up with. Parents, get your kids off the streets and into the alleys. An employee said, "A mind is a wonderful thing." And the boss said, "Everybody should have one." And the woman said, "I know that my son is going to be a business executive. He's 5 months old and he already takes 4 hours for lunch." We are going to Walmart. We have phone trouble. The ZTE phone doesn't make contact, and there's no internet. Yesterday afternoon there was. The rest of the day there wasn't, and today there isn't. The first thing I'm going to do is have the LG Android Stylo 2 reactivated. Buy it an SD card, buy it a straight talk card, set it all up, and if there's a storage problem, move the storage over to the 128 gig SD card. Then the second thing is to get the ZTE going. And the third thing is to buy a new one. You're going to have 3 phones? Yes. Yes. And will you get a $55 card instead of a $45 card? I think so. That's like $500 or $600. Yeah, but back in the days of AT&T, the phone bill was $500 a month.
Well, I got the big green winter coat, and then I got the London fog raincoat. That's the only thing I could say. But I picked some.
Good, those are good.
Try to pick some heavy ones out here for you, anyway. So.
Well, I think you did well.
So yeah, that's.
And I'm grateful. Okay, here.
Okay.
I have the big pen.
That's all right. I'll make it big. I'll make it big.
Okay.
Yeah,
She asked me about the vegetarian club. That's how it started.
I want.
really?
I
And
want
then she
read that
remembered
every week.
then she remembered the children's show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember the children's show as soon as I saw the name
Go ahead,
Glendora.
Greg.
And
Sure.
I thought,
Yeah. Okay.
And I thought,
What do you remember about the children's show?
well, I remember it was very engaging, and I watched it all the time.
Yeah.
And I used to, I remember the outfit, and I
Yeah.
used to, I don't know, just was like fascinating to me. And so, when I saw your name, I said, there can only be one Glendora.
I'm so glad.
I thought, and so when I told my brother, I saw your name and this advertisement, this piece in the advertiser every week. I said to him, it has to be her. And he said, no, it can't be her. And I said, I think it's her.
Yeah, well.
You were right.
So I'm going to just go and just let him know, and my other brother also.
I'll give you an autograph. That'll prove it.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, this is
I brought a paper,
the
though. What about
Glendora.
you?
So I was just so happy that I'm so happy to see you, and so happy that I was correct, and I can say that to him. I can kind of rub it in, say, I was right, it was her.
Yeah,
You
this
got a
It
piece
is
of
her.
paper. Greg, do you have? I'm out.
I don't know.
I'm out
Let me
of paper.
see. I don't know if I have
paper.
anything.
Yeah, I got paper here. So
Do you?
sure.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to show it to him. I'm going to say, this is the real Glendora.
Yeah, here you
This
go.
is so interesting. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I think I got an extra one for you.
Yeah, she's all over YouTube and Facebook and everything.
Well, I'll have
She's
to
on
look.
all
I
that
don't have
stuff, so.
a computer at home, but I do go on computers.
Spell it for me, honey.
M-A-R-Y A-N-N-E. And that's it. Just,
The last name?
oh, Murphy.
Oh, okay.
M-U-R-P-H-Y. Well, God bless. This is so nice to...
So yeah, here we are. So but yeah, every time we come here, this happens. Every time we
You
come,
must be so tired of it.
yeah, it comes here.
But it is an honor, isn't it, to remember
But
somebody
yeah,
that was in TV so long ago and she's still active. And
Yeah, I
out there.
never
Now
saw
your
it.
brother.
But
You got your brother.
Darn right. Thank you so much again. Hopefully I'll be able to see you in the future.
Oh, I'm so happy to meet you.
And your name is what?
Greg,
Greg.
Gregory.
That's my number.
Yeah, nice to meet you. There we go.
He's my helper. Let's give you my number.
Okay.
Call me up and we'll have lunch together at my
That'd be
house.
great. Thank you so much. And as I said, my two brothers, they have really good, precise memories. They're very good. And they would probably be able to tell you details about your
Yeah.
show.
As I say, we're going to make a documentary because cruise things don't exist anymore.
I know. And it was so much fun for us, for the
Yeah,
kids.
it was run by the children.
Uh-huh.
They were in it. They put on the little,
Yeah, it was fun. I was
yeah.
watching. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you again.
That's cool.
And I'll let them know that you're doing this documentary.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Bye,
Derek.
bye.
Bye. It's not that hard, but I've never. Just some new procedure. I'm not used to doing that type of thing. So.
January 14th, mean December 14th.
I thought we'd be getting another phone. At least it worked out pretty good. So
Snowstorm number 4.
we got the ZT working again. So that's something. This truck is running. Okay. There's a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. It's like it runs my head dizzy. Yeah, the window's a lot better, so you can see out the window better. There's the back.
He even dropped it on the floor. He dropped the SD card on the floor.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's at least you got it working. So I guess everything's in there. So I don't want to touch it. As long as it's in and it's working, and I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it.
Yeah.
Just let it go. So. Yeah, the one in my phone, you have to take the back off to put it in. That's something.
Rensselaer County, New York State, USA. 150?
Yes. Yeah. Ice on the lake.
That's a lake. What makes you kill?
Press pound. Your mailbox is full. Please delete new or stored messages which you no longer need so that new messages may be received. You have 4 new voice messages. You have 16 saved voice messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. First voice message.
Yes, I'm Glen. I'm Glendora. This is Scott calling, your nephew, and just called because I know that you called me just the day before, was it? And I heard the message last night, but it was pretty late, busy, getting ready for stuff with Maryann, doing her thing for Christmas, trying to do some other things. So anyway, I thought I'd give you a call. I did talk with Steve Sunday, and he had mentioned that he talked with you, and it's that you had something, and he's quite pleased with it, and that's good to hear. So anyway, so I'm, if you want to give me a call sometime, when it's convenient for you, I'd really like to hear from you. And we'll see you later. Bye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. This is David from Troy. I don't know how else you know me. Returning your message, I guess, from a few days ago. So I'd say hello, see how you are. I am working just one job now, So I quit the night job, so at least for now. So probably we'll be able to make the last Wednesday evening of the month dinners. So no guarantee, of course, by my record, but I'd like to try. So, all right. So, any calling time, chat, or friendly, whatever. So, all right. That's about it from here. I don't have any jokes for you. Have a good night.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press the message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Robert. I know you're trying to get me, so I give you a call. Let's see, all the, as a matter of fact, right now I'm sending the show to Soundview. Next week's program to Soundview. So next week's show is nearly completed. Still got a few more to do. Let's see, I have not heard from Bernardo. I'll have to contact him. Find out where they stand with their new biotransfer protocol system. Other than that, I was going to mention, I got to check out of the episode for next week, .com, sitting on your papers, or lying on your papers, actually. That was funny. I like the expression on your face when you were, when you're trying to deal with her, get her up, so you can pick up the papers, see what you wanted to do next. So yeah, that was funny. I guess tomorrow morning we could do tomorrow Thursday, 14th. I guess we could do the 10 o'clock. We could do the reading on the bulletin. Let's see. I had to be a little bit earlier today, so we can do the vote tomorrow. Let's see. I did send an email to Cliff Jacobs out at Queens Public TV. I just wanted to get some information from him about providing him with the thumb drives. So I haven't heard back from him yet, and I'll let you know what he says when he gets back to me. I really can't think of anything else right now. Okay. Hope to talk to you. I'll be here for a little while yet before I leave. If not during that period, I'll try to get you again tomorrow. So hope all is well. Take care. Keep warm. Brutally cold down here. I guess it's much worse where you are. So okay. I guess that's the way it is. So have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press... Message saved. Next message.
Glendora, it's Brenda.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. Message erased. End of new messages. First saved voice message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Sue. That sounds... Oh.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message... Message erased.
That was Sue.
Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Sue. I am ready to go to the store, but there's no lift on my door, so I'm calling you for it. Please call me back as soon as possible. Thank you.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send... Message erased. Next message. Hi, Glendora. It's Brenda. Just returning your call. End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear... Message saved. Next message.
Hey, Glendora, it's Tony returning the call. I guess I'll talk with you later today. Bye.
Tony.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. Message erased. Next message. Glendora? End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply
I don't know who
message,
that
press
was.
8. To save it. Message erased.
Not sure who that was.
Next message. Hi, Glendora. This is Sharon Graff. I'm sorry we keep missing each other. It sounds like you've been very generous donating to various organizations. You have a really good heart and are doing good things. So I will try you again, and one of these days we're going to talk to each other. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. End of message. To erase this message, press 7.
That was Sharon.
Message erased. Next message.
Hey, Glendora, this is Dean Lauren returning your phone call and for a happy holiday shout out. And, well, I just wanted to give you the update. My judge dismissed my case, but I'm moving forward. And because I think it's important to, that for people that were attacked like you and Lydia Radin, and I can name about 5 other people that I know personally, by the security monitors impersonating federal officers, I truly believe that it is something that needs to be put outside to the public. And I, of course, know this is troubling for you, but what I want you to hopefully understand is I would like it to be less troubling for people in the future not to go through what we have gone through. And so with that, I say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all the best to you. And when are we going to Jerusalem?
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. Message saved. Next message.
That was Dean Lauren.
Oh, hi, Glendora. It's Gloria. Finally returning your call. I've been very busy, but all's well. And Esther's daughter Brittany has been here this week, and my daughter Ashley. And so, and Naomi went home Monday. So we just had a very busy week. Glen had surgery for 2 hernias, and he's recovering, and our counseling and therapy went very well, and things are very good between us. And so we're getting a new aide for Mother on Monday to start to help with the other aide. So we're getting more help. So all's well. Except Esther still she's still out west and not well. So there you have it.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. Message erased.
That's Gloria.
Next message.
Glendora, it's Brenda. I have been calling you. I've called you several times, and I think we're just playing phone tag, and I leave messages on your phone. You're it. Give us a call. Bye-bye.
That's Brenda.
End of message. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Brenda. I've been returning your phone call, even though you don't think I have been. I've been leaving you voice messages. Okay, talk to you soon.
That's Brenda.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Brenda.
erased.
It's Brenda again.
Next message.
Hey, Glendora, it's Lynn Harper, and I just got your voicemail, and I'm calling you back. Hope everything's okay. Take care.
Lynn Harper.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sue. I got your message. What about putting the money in individual envelopes, and then you could write on there that Jesus loves you? And I think we definitely should go in the daylight. That's not an area of vomiting that you want to be in the dark. Okay? We can talk more about that Thursday. Bye-bye.
It's Sue.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send reply message. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Linda.
End of message.
Is it Linda?
To erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, this is Mary. I'm at the producers meeting, and I had some questions, and I really need to speak to you now. So I guess when you get this message, call me back, please. Thank you.
End of message. To erase this message saved. Next message.
It's Mary at the producers meeting.
Glendora, it's Debbie Holden calling. I just wanted to let you know I have 5 boxes that I will be swinging by on my way to the gym today. I'm not sure if we'll have time to chat or not, but I just wanted to let you know if you're not there, I'll just leave them inside the door like I do. So hope you're well and keeping warm in this snowy weather. And I will see you maybe this afternoon. Okay, have a fantastic day. Talk to you later. Bye.
End of message. To erase this message. Message erased.
It's Debbie Holden.
End of messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal...
In Christ there is no east or west. In him no north or south. But one great fellowship of love throughout the whole wide earth. Now who is Christ? Christ we see as helping others. And in the end, the only thing that matters is how you treated others. How did you treat others? That's the only thing that matters in the end. Christ tells about a man who found a jewel of great, great worth. So he went and he sold everything he had and bought that jewel. I did that. I'll tell you, it's right. I have personal knowledge, folks. It's right. Christ said he found a pearl, but I would rather use a different metaphor because a pearl is an animal product. Pearl is an animal product. It comes from a seashell, and vegans do not harm animals. Vegans live harmlessly. Breathe on us, breath of God, till we are alert, and live with thee the perfect life, and neither harm nor hurt. Folks, let's face it. Let's face last week. This is Sunday, December 17. Next Sunday is New Year's Eve. Excuse me. Next Sunday is Christmas Eve. Oh, and it's our anniversary, Franklin, 1954. I think the thing to do is to celebrate New Year's Eve on December 20th. That's when the sun finishes up. That's when the Earth finishes up its trip around the sun for the year. And then starts its new trip that takes a year around the sun. So New Year's Day will be December 21st and New Year's Eve will be December 20th. And how are you going to celebrate it? Well, not with eat and drink, but with meditation and communion and with praise. Rejoice ye pure in heart, rejoice, give thanks and sing. You did everything your conscience said. You did the best you could. Rejoice, rejoice, give thanks and sing. Write down the blessings of the year 2017. Some of them, you can't run them all because they're in the billions. And write down what you want to give in the year 2018. That's the way to celebrate it. And not with a drink that takes away your acumen, but it's a time of all times when you should be very clear, pellucid. As to what you are here for. This is Glendora, Soul to Soul. It used to be called Sunday Morning Communion. This is a time when we get together and try to help each other make it. In the end, the only thing that matters is what? How you treated others. Were you nice to anybody this week? Were you nice to anybody this week? Were you mean to anybody this week? What is your score? Are you writing it down? Yes, you were nice to 15 individuals this week. Oh, I was mean to him, or I was mean to her. Did you hurt anybody this week? Fess up. Did you help anybody this week? Write it down on your scorecard. Like a golf scorecard, write it down on your scorecard. If you did, go back to the situation and do it over if you can. Unless it's like toothpaste, once it's out, you can't get it back in again. Or if you can't do that, go out and do something else that's very, very, very nice. Acknowledge that you did wrong. Repent. You're sorry for it. It was a dumb thing to do. And reform. You won't do it again. Oh, then you're all right. And in that song, Holy, 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 Merciful and Mighty, you say, well, I'm not a king, I'm not a governor, I'm not a president, how can I be merciful? Well, you can be merciful. I'm very merciful because I know that I've done much worse than they have. And I've done more of it. I am merciful. Nobody, I think, can make more mistakes than I do. Did you give anybody anything? Did you give anybody anything? Did you give away any money? Did you help the poor? Did you help the homeless? Did you use any of your money to agonize animals, to murder them, to chew them? Did you? I tell you again, you're not going to make it unless you're vegan. You cannot hurt animals. You cannot hurt anybody. Live harmlessly the way the American Vegan Society propounds. Live harmlessly. Do not hurt anybody. I guess that's the reason that Franklin was so popular. Franklin was my connubial joy for 48 years. And I think that's one of the reasons he was so popular. Everybody knew that he wouldn't hurt them. They didn't have to look out when he was around. They didn't have to worry. Did you rescue anybody? Did you rescue anybody? Did you help the homeless? I just can't understand how we can have homeless veterans. That is contradictory. How can we have homeless veterans? Two words that just do not go together. Did you drink 5 glasses of water a day? Debbie Holden says we should drink 8. I'm already struggling with 5. Were you refined? Did you keep your hand away from your face? Unless you went to the bathroom. Now Gregory had a virulent cold, head cold. And his body knew that it had to get rid of the germs inside of him. And so his body kept manufacturing this viscous fluid and kept causing the fluid to be expelled and those germs with it, or he wouldn't have lived, and hacked them up from the throat. And I was in close work with Gregory. We worked at this desk for hours. I did not get the cold. And folks, I think it was because every half hour or so I would go to the kitchen sink and run the water hot, and I would wash out my eyes, and I would wash out the nostrils, and I'd wash out the lips, and wash the hands. So I think when you come home, first thing you do after you take off your dress coat is to wash your hands and face. Did you get angry at anybody and blow your top? As I've said before, you can't help getting angry, but you can control yourself and don't say anything. Wait until it's over. Don't say anything. What is God? I don't know. God is the universe for sure. God is all there is. God is only. God is all. That I know. But what is it? Don't know. However, I know how to see God. How? Helping others and how you treated others. I see God how you treated others. Jesus, that's the same. How you treated others. How about pure thought? Did you stay away of thinking about evil? Seeing it, saying it, hearing it, doing it? Did you? Rejoice, ye pure in heart. Rejoice, give thanks and sing. Did you count pure thoughts or rejoices? 40 every hour? Let's do 10 right now. The sunshine, the white velvet. So pretty. The snow on the fields and snow on the ground. The intricacies of the creations of this universe every second. That's 3. 4. Love. 5. The USA. All you hear is criticism, but we still have the USA. 6. No war upon this land. What? No war upon this land. 7. The continents. Speaking of land, the continents. North America, South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, Asia, Europe, the Arctic. The continents. 9. Water. 10. Running water. I can't go without saying 11. Hot water. A friend of many years asked me to loan her $500. I have a strict policy of never loaning money. That is bad from the beginning. In every way, it is bad. Usually I end up giving the person the money they ask for. $500. Tell me what I should do. She needs it to get the car inspected and get it on the road safely. And the whole motor vehicle thing is a racket, and it's totally unconstitutional. It's a terrible, terrible racket, and all the insurance, all that. It's a scam. Tell me. And I think it's urgent. I don't think I have that long to think about it. And I gave her $500 back about a year ago. That was sua sponte. She didn't ask for that. It was the only thing I could think to do after she'd been treated so terribly by the courts and by the racket and by the scam and by the thieves in the courts. Whoops, you're not supposed to think about evil. Did you find the truth? Do you know what the truth is? Don't take it from me. Please don't take it from me. Go alone to your sanctuary and you sit down and you will hear the truth. And you will find happiness and peace and success and attainment and glorification and beauty and harmony and fulfillment in overflowing fullness, in ample sufficiency. No self. Did you get rid of self? We got to get rid of self. Got to get rid of self. Leave yourself behind, Jesus said. And follow treating others right. No evil? Did you stay away from evil, thinking about it, speaking it, seeing it, hearing it, doing it? Okay. I want to tell you about the SS Glendora was a children's show. I was in Walmart, and this usually happens in Walmart every time I go. But a girl came along the aisle and she says, "Glendora, I follow your articles in the Advertiser. I like them." And she says, "Aren't you the same Glendora that was on TV when I was a little girl?" "My brother says you are not, but I say you are." So I wrote her an autograph and a statement that I was. And Gregory had the sagacity to video it. I wished I had video of all of these encounters, hundreds of them. It happens so often. It happens so often. People come forward who remember the SS Glendora, the children's show that was run by children, folks. The world will never see such a thing again. It had real class. It had real human value. And I'm going to get out the pictures, and we're going to make a video and try to impart to people nowadays that there was once a show that was run by children. And that was very, very funny. And it was spontaneous and live. And creative. And educational. It was just children. 6 or 7 children every day. Different children every day on the show. And we ran the show and we played games and we made mistakes and we laughed and we sang. And well, it was wonderful. The SS Glendora. It was a make-believe steamship. That's what I told the children. I said, SS stands for steamship. No, that stands for stupid show. So we're going to get together these pictures and get together the people. Jimmy Talbot, who is an indelible fan of it, and talks about it all the time, and of course he's 68. All of these children now were 68. And the homecoming that we had in Pittsfield, July 1st, where the people came from all over the place just to meet Glendora and talk to her and renew the old times together. And certainly Wayne Collins, who has an expansive memory and recollection of that show because he watched it so intently. And he just can recite things that I said. Do you remember them? No, I don't, but they're pretty funny. So we're going to try to do that. Tuesday morning when Gregory comes, I'm going to ask him what his input is, how to do it. And I think the best thing is for me to go on and describe the show and what it was, how it originated, all the TV stations that it was on, Manchester, New Hampshire, Boston, Massachusetts, WRGB, Schenectady, General Electric. Now tell what the show was and what its intent was. Then I'll go forward and interview Jimmy Talbot, who is now in Beverly Hills, at noon. And I'll start calling all the people who came to the July 1st homecoming in Pittsfield to the carousel. And then, how about we ask Wayne Collins his litany of all the great things he remembers about it. And we do have a 78 RPM that we have on video, where Glendora went to she went to several assembly halls in the various schools throughout the huge WRGB coverage area. It went about 60 to 70 miles. Most TV stations only went 50 miles, but this was General Electric. They had a huge signal. In fact, it was so huge that Westinghouse in Boston told the FCC to show cause, make General Electric show cause why they shouldn't go from Channel 4 to Channel 6, because the signal was so strong it was going from Schenectady to Boston, or the Boston coverage area. And it happened. WRGB went from Channel 4 to Channel 6 and left WBZ TV Channel 4 in Boston, where the SS Glendora also was on. Good idea, don't you think? Why? Because it was a precious event. There was never anything like it before, and I don't think there'll be ever anything like it again. And it was the way people should be. The best as human beings. Not canned, not cartooned, not violence. Okay? Alrighty. Faith of our fathers living still. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Faith of our fathers living still. Through fire, dungeon, and sword. Oh, how our hearts beat fully with joy whene'er we hear that glorious word. Faith of our fathers living still, we will be true to thee to death. And what is that faith? That faith is how you treat others. That faith is helping others. So, this is Glendora Soul to Soul, Sunday morning. It's so nice this time of year. The sky is blue, the sun is brilliant because it's so low in the sky. And the white velvet, the snow, all together, it thrills you. Now the words. That's a problem this morning. I cannot locate words 31 to 40 that we were working on and having such a good time meditating about. A word is a great stimulus for meditation, vocabulary. And one word was abstain, which means to withdraw one's participation in. I bet there's a few things you would like to withdraw your participation in. A few. To refrain voluntarily, particularly as to indulgence of the appetites. I bet you there's a few of those. Right? And the next word is abstract. And that means containing within itself the essential qualities of a very large thing. Isn't that a human being and God? That a human being contains within itself the essential qualities of a very, very large thing. That's what created in his image means. Except that I don't think God is a body like ours. I don't know what it is. I think it's Well, I know it's energy. And I know it works like electromagnetism. And I know it works like gravity. The third word was absterge, which means to cleanse by wiping. Wouldn't you like to absterge your heart? Cleanse it by wiping away all the bad stuff that's in it? And if you're a smoker, wouldn't you like to absterge your lungs? But I think it's too late. I don't think you can do that. And the fourth word was observe. That's contrary to reason, contrary to common sense. Absurd. Abundance. Overflowing fullness. Ample sufficiency. And how we have it, don't we? Don't we have all these blessings in overflowing fullness and ample sufficiency? Abuse. Put to a wrong use. Do you abuse anything? Are we abusing animals? And how? And we're going to stop it. We shouldn't put animals or anybody to use. We should not exploit. Let them be. All creatures of our God and King, lift up your hearts and let us sing. Just be kind, stop the cruel. Thou cows and pigs, leave them alone. The horses, hens, and turkeys too, save the fish. Just be kind, one with God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. That's the theme song of the Glendora Vegetarian Club. So where were we? To abuse. An archangel. You're an angel, right? Someday you're going to be an archangel, a chief angel, right? An archetype. That's the original pattern from which all representatives of the same species are copies. Archive. Archivist. Gregory is an archivist. Gregory has been paid $4,000. He's been paid it in the future to take care of the archives of the Glendora Franklin Museum for the preservation of the pro se public access newspaper record. Archaic, belonging to a former time. Archaic. Does it also mean old and useless? Useless because it's so old? Or is it adiaphorous? It is neither one or the other. What is it? Does it have a negative meaning? Archaic? Okay. I wish I could find those words. They're precious. Aren't they precious? This is care and share. It's so nice. People call me up and tell me what they do all day. And then I can read them. I know where they stand on the most important, the most significant. How you treat others. I know that from what they tell me. Now this Christmas jar. Every time Pat Nichols would do something nice for me, I'd put $5 in the Christmas jar. Every time Sandy McLean would do something nice for me, I'd put $5 in a Christian jar, Christmas jar. Every time Maxine would do something nice for me, I'd put it in the Christmas jar. You want to know something? In a year, that Christmas jar accumulated $335. And the intent was to give it to a poor family. So we all looked for poor families, and we didn't come across any poor families. What's that tell you? And so I said, okay, I want to go up on the streets in Albany, and I just want to hand it out to poor people on the streets. Oh, no, you can't do that. Oh, you'll get mugged. Oh, no, you'll get attacked. No, that's not a good thing to do. And besides, all those people, the ones that go in and out of the city mission, they'll just use it for drinking. They'll just use it for cigarettes. Well, this is not fact. This is all speculation. Well, I said, I want to get it done to homeless. I'm particularly interested in getting it to homeless veterans. You know how we feel about it, homeless veterans. So, good friend Sue inquired about that, and she found out that in Cohoes, the Elks Club has a program for homeless veterans. They have 29 homeless veterans, and they're helping them get their feet on the ground and get established in a home. And they were very interested in the $335. $10 of it was in metal change, and Pat took that in a bottle, and she's going to change it into bills, and she's going to hand it out at exit 5, Everett Road, where you pull up and stop and wait for it, getting off the thruway, and you wait for a light to change, and there's usually a person there hoping you'll give him something, so she's going to do that. That leaves $325. So Sue says, give 6 veterans $50 each in an envelope that says, Merry Christmas, Jesus loves you. And I specified that I wanted to hand this money to the veterans personally. I wanted to see it go to a veteran person. You know, we spend thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, giving money to agencies. Mercy for Animals, Vegan Outreach, American Vegan Society, Farm Animals, Rights Movement, Compassion Over Killing. Did I say Friends of Animals? They're all agencies. So much percentage of it has to go to running the agency. So I wanted this time to go directly to the person and hand it to them. So that's going to be in January. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't have to be Christmas, but I wanted it to be Christmas. Yeah, so it's going to be in January. But all these things they say about you're going to be mugged, or you're going to be attacked, you're going to be robbed. I don't think Mother Teresa said that. Do you? When she went off to help? I don't think she said that. I don't think the Good Samaritan going down the road and finding 4 men who'd been robbed and beaten up. I don't think he said that. I don't think he worried about himself being robbed or hurt. The other 2 did, the Pharisee and who was the other one who went by and left the man there? They did. But I don't think the Good Samaritan did. He took the man into the inn and he said, here's some money, you take care of this man, and when I come back, I'll take care of him. When I come back this way, I'll take care of him. Okay. Oh, the computer phone. The LG Android said you have a storage problem. LG Android, how can that be when you have an SD in you that's 128 gigabytes? How can you not have any room to put on new things? And he just wouldn't do anything. You couldn't make him do anything. He wouldn't upload anything to the YouTube, or he wouldn't post to Facebook. He wouldn't tweet to Twitter. So you have to drop everything. You have to go to Walmart. And Abhishek fixed him up. No, he didn't. He closed it. That's right. He closed the LG Android, and we took the ZTE, which is another phone I've had around for a long time, because Madeline dropped her phone on the concrete floor and broke the glass. The phone wouldn't work. I knew she needed a phone, so instantly I went to Walmart with her and I bought her a phone. And then I don't know how it got confused, but she bought another one from the internet, and I'm left with the ZTE. And I tried to give it to Sandy's mom and dad because of the voice dial. They can't see the dial. And all they have to say is, call Blakeman. Call Albany Library. Who is Glendora? All they have to do. But nobody got around to teaching that to them. So the phone came back to me, and then I gave it to Gregory to go sell at a flea market for $75 or $100, and he procrastinated on that, and I said, give the phone back to me. You've had your chance. Well, so we resuscitated this ZTE. It is a beautiful phone. It is beautiful. It was a phone that cost $200 originally. And Abhishek actuated the ZTE, but he didn't put in the $128 SD card we bought for it. I'm surprised he didn't do that. He left the 32 gig one or the 16 gig one in it. So Gregory tried to put in the 128 gigabyte, but he didn't quite understand how it had to sit on the tray and slide in next to the SIM card and all that. So back to Walmart. And no, we don't know how to do that. Oh, well, when is Carlos coming in? Not until 5 o'clock tonight, and here it is 10 o'clock in the morning. And a few moments went by. He said, there is somebody coming in at 11:15. And that turned out to be Bert. Bert is quite adept. And so Bert came in and he fixed it. And while I'm waiting for Bert for an hour and 15 minutes, I said to Gregory, let's take the LG Android. Let's buy one of the newfangled Straight Talk cards. Instead of being $45, it's $55. Let's buy one of the expensive cards. Let's call up Straight Talk and see if they can get the LG operating again. By now, all of the phone contacts have gone over to the ZTE. Well, in his ingenious way, Gregory pulled that off. And now we have the LG operating. So we have the two of them. And I asked Bert, what's the next price up? And he says the $300 phones, like Samsung, or what is it? What is it? Not Samsung, what is it? And I said, Bert, should I get a phone for $300? See if I get rid of these problems. And of course he should have said yes because he's working for Walmart. But he didn't. He said, your phone is all right. Succinct as it was, I realized that was the answer. No. That was Maryann at Walmart, who liked to advertise her articles and who watched the SS Glendora when she was a little girl. We've had 4 snows. It is winter. Long, dark nights. Cold, 19 degrees. Covered snow white, the ground white with snow. Difficult walking. It is winter. Time to get all the work up to date. Time to meditate. Time to commune. Time to get straight. Time to go alone in your inner sanctum and find the truth. Please don't take it from me. It's all inside of you. Anything you want to know is inside of you, and anything you want is inside of you. But there again, when you find that precious jewel, take everything you have and sell it and buy that jewel. It's worth it. I think that I have to quit because the low sun in the sky, which is very brilliant, is here, and I can't see these things. The 1980 Lincoln, Gregory used bad judgment, and so did I. We didn't start it up last week when the temperature was nice in the 30 degrees. Now it's frozen. The car cover is frozen to the hood. You can't open the hood. The 1993 is fine. It's in the garage. So we'll have to take the 1980, which is more of a challenge to get started, leave it in the garage, and leave the 1993 out, which seems to handle things better. .com went to sleep on my shoulder. How can she do that? When you're lying like this in your shoulder, and this is all the surface there is, she can get up there and fit herself into that side and be so comfortable. And then she purred. Brr, brr. Oh, that's so nice to know that she's happy. She's alive. She's healthy. I'm healthy. And we're together. A year ago, the postmaster of the village of Nassau, 12123, came right here to this desk and bought me the postage that I needed to mail out Lucent magazines. The magazine that had the great big red hat and red jacket up against the green leaves. Just exactly a year ago it came out. Christmas, red and green. And I bought those stamps from him, and he showed me how to affix them. And we sent out about, 600, 700 Lucent magazines all around the country. It is a story, a very good summary of the history of the Glendora television properties from the year 1953. A good 60 years. And it's quite interesting, and it's very revealing how the universe works. And when I told Sue that Gregory was doing very well being my caregiver, he can do, folks, at least 60 things that I can't do anymore. And he looks out for me. Sue says, "You're blessed." Well, yeah. And I said, well, isn't that Romans 8:28? All things work for good for those who love the Lord and know His purpose. Let's see, let me get through these fast. We give money to Jewish Veg. It's a group of vegans who know that the vegan way is the only way. And they're trying to show that in the Jewish religion, that it's saying the same thing. Okie dokie. Jokes. What sign were you born under? A man was asked. And his wife said, under the $sign. Maryann babies her car. What does that mean? Her husband said, it won't go anywhere without a rattle. And a man said he was so ugly as a child that his parents hired a neighborhood kid to play his part in the home movies. And he was so ugly that they didn't put a pumpkin into the window to scare away the evil spirits. They made him stand in the window. And when he said he was going to run away from home, his dad said, put it in writing. And when the kids played hide and seek, he would hide, but nobody would seek him. In the maternity ward, the nurse comes out with a darling baby in her arms, and she said to the new father, what'd you want? A boy or a girl? He said, I wanted a girl. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a girl. This is a boy. I'm sorry, this is a boy. And he said, okay, that was my second choice. What do you call fake spaghetti? The great imposter. The man came home from work and says, honey, I'm going to lose my job. The company's found a machine that will do... No, I'm going to lose my job. The company has found something that will do the work of 5 men. And she said, 1 woman? Why was the teacher angry at the owl? He didn't give a hoot. And I saw this happen. Franklin's nephew. This is down in Texas, and I was sitting in the back seat, and Franklin's nephew drove to summer camp to pick up his son. And Don said to his son, did any of the kids get lonesome over the summer? And his son said, yeah, the ones who have dogs. And why did the prince ask his daddy to go to kindergarten with him? Because the teacher said, bring a ruler to school. What do you know? We're done. Listen to this as a finale. How do we see Jesus? We see Jesus as helping others. We see Jesus as how we treat others. That's how we see God. That's how we see Jesus. Listen to this. Oh, Jesus, I have promised helping others and how we treat others. I have promised to serve thee to the end. Be thou forever near me, helping others, how we treat others. Our buddy and our friend, we shall not fear the challenge. Nothing bothers you. You're not afraid of anything when you're helping others and treating people and animals in the world correctly. Nor wander from the pathway, if thou will be my guide. And in Christ there is no east or west, in him no north or south, but one great fellowship of love throughout the whole wide earth. In helping others and treating others correctly, there is no me or my. And in it, there is no self or I, but one great fellowship of love throughout the whole wide earth. Please help me live these things, would you folks? Please help me live up to these things. Okay, Sue, we're getting there. Hold still. All right, I'm ready.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
okay.
I may have to redo some of this because
You treated others very well this morning, Mr. Gregory Washburn.
you know?
Oh, thank you very much.
You went upstairs and you made sure there
You hear me now? Did you hear me?
No, I apologize, I did not.
Oh, okay.
But I'm ready now. I'm
Let's
ready now.
see. Chronologically, this has been quite difficult for me. There are a lot of details, you know.
Oh,
dates.
sure.
But so we may have to sometime revise her. I don't know. I try my best with it.
Well,
I might eliminate some things. I don't know. And later you say I can insert them, right?
no, I mean, as you do it, you can say, I want to go back and insert this.
Well,
But
I
there-
don't know. I tried to.
There will not be